I cannot make all of my decisions in order to please other people. You do not demonstrate something by saying it. You demonstrate something by living it. You have a mission that is to fulfill purpose. And you fulfilling purpose may mean that you have to lead people, but you cannot lead who you will only please.
Energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. Energy high.
All right, guys, today we have an incredible episode. We're gonna be talking about how to get 10K per speech, even if you are just getting started. So this is gonna be a pen and paper type of episode. We are gonna go deep into how you can land your first or next $10,000 plus speaking engagement. So tune in, okay? Now, if you're new here, my name's Ashley Kirkwood. I left my $300,000 corporate job as a partner track associate at one of the largest law firms in the world to start my own business, which is called Speak Your Way to Cash, where we help experts land 5- and 6-figure corporate speaking contracts. It is an award-winning multi-million-dollar sales training company. So you are in good hands. Now, let's get into it. Now, I got my notes so that I don't go off script, y'all. So if you see me looking down, that's basically why. But the goal of this episode is to literally teach you the exact steps to land a high-paid speaking engagement and build authority. And if you love this episode, I want you to write down the word live in the comments, because that means you should be at my event, Speak Your Way to Cash Live. It's epic, but let's get into the meat and potatoes. Number one, this is why most speakers stay broke and how you can avoid it. I want to tell y'all a myth about exposure. Many of you, when you first start putting out content, what will happen is people see you and they think of you for opportunities. And so they will slide into your DMs ever so gracefully. And they will say, the Lord has placed it on my heart for you to come speak at my women's brunch, for you to come preach at my church, for you to come speak to my company. And yet, sometimes, the Lord does not place on their heart to pay you. Here's what I learned about exposure. Most people who want to give you exposure were already exposed to you when they asked you to speak for free. So what you want to look for is not exposure in the general sense. If you are going to take a free engagement, you want to look for how many leads am I going to get from this engagement? Leads mean name, email, and for me, phone number, but at minimum, the name and contact information of a person who is in your ideal client avatar. They are the type of person that you can serve with your offerings. If someone is just giving you exposure to a whole lot of bodies, but those bodies are not buyers, that is not the exposure that will pay your bills. My personal rule of thumb, which I talk about in another YouTube video, which is all about how to land your first keynote speech, is this. I need to be able to make my speaking fee from the audience within 30 days of getting on that stage. Otherwise, it's not an engagement that I am willing to take for free. So if it's a room full of people, but ain't none of them in my target audience, that is not an engagement that I need exposure from. So that's number one, is like you have to have enough space on your calendar for paying opportunities, for the right opportunities in order to land them. And then two, speaking for free is not a bad strategy if you know how to leverage it. And I do a YouTube video called How to Get Paid from Every Talk, so you can actually learn about that as well. But you need to know the difference between a hobby speaker and a full-time professional speaker. If you're a hobby speaker, you are just doing this for fun. You're just doing this because you love the feeling of getting on stage. You love the feeling of people seeing you. You love the feeling of people clapping for you. You love the applause. You love the feeling of seeing people's eyes open at the theories that you teach. And so your heart is in it and you're so excited about it. Maybe you're a minister. I have a lot of ministers. Matter of fact, if you're a minister, comment minister in the comments. I have a lot of ministers that watch this, and I was recently asked by one of my fabulous mastermind clients who has like quadrupled her rate since working with us. She asked me, she was like, Ashley, what do you do when someone who's like in ministry asks you to do something for free? Does that change the analysis at all? And I was like, well, there's a difference between a person who happens to be a minister asking me to do something, and God, who happens to be who I worship, asking me to do something. If a person who happens to be a minister asks me to do something, but God did not mandate that I do it, or God did not tell me to do it, then no, I don't take the engagement. I don't do it. If I don't feel personally led to do it and God has not told me to do it, then I have no obligation to do it. And I think that what happens when you are in ministry, and my dad's a pastor, my husband was going into pastoral ministry. He was the assistant pastor for several years. I think I was an elder in a church and a minister in the church. I don't remember all the titles because I feel like I kind of got them secondhand in some way just because my husband was in ministry. Y'all know how that go. Don't act like you don't. But like, I think that as a Christian, what I have seen in the church is we will conflate what God is asking us to do versus what a man or woman of God is asking us to do. And they are not synonyms, because God knows my address, my street, and my heart. He also knows how to ask me, and I commune with him directly, which was one of the beautiful things that happened when Jesus died on the cross, is we have the access and ability to do that. So for those of you who are not religious, don't scroll away, because I'm gonna give you all some more practical tips, but I wanna deal with the mindset of exposure. Now, the other thing that I see often when working with speakers is that they feel unseen in their day job, or unseen in their background, or unseen at home. And so every time someone gives them an opportunity to be seen, they're jumping at the chance. One of the things that could not happen for me, I could not astronomically grow my business without astronomically growing my faith, my character, and also healing some of the wounds of my past. Like, I know what it feels like to be unseen. I know what it feels like to be seen. I know that it feels good for people to applaud. But one of the great lessons that I learned early on, and that I have to keep telling myself, is that if you live for their applause, you'll die at their boos. And that simply means that I cannot make all of my decisions in order to please other people. If you are a people pleaser, I want you to come so close to this camera, and I want you to act like I am your best friend in your ear, or your auntie, or your mama, whatever figure you respect most. And I want you to hear me on this. You are literally watching this video at home, or in your car, or listening to this on the podcast because you needed to hear this message. You can never please people in totality. They will always find something that you have done to displease them. Your mission in life is not to please people. You have a mission that is to fulfill purpose. And you fulfilling purpose may mean that you have to lead people, but you cannot lead who you will only please. Hear me on this, because I've been there. I know what it feels like to over-deliver for a client, give them an invoice that disrespects my expenses and experience, and then want to be mad at the client. No, boo-boo, no. You asked them to disrespect you. You begged them to pay that low invoice. You told them you would do it for free. You told them you would show up. And what you did not account for is you speaking for free still means you have to very much pay your hairstylist, very much pay your makeup artist, very much pay your transportation, very much figure out what you're gonna wear, very much spend an entire day. Absolutely not. People pleasing will have you out here chasing poverty decisions. If you do not develop the strength and the discipline to make people uncomfortable, to do things that will make them angry, then you will always be in a position where you are underneath the thumb of people's opinion. And it is an oppressive place to be in. So you, my friend, my brother, my sister, my cousin, you are here to hear this message. You have a humongous purpose that is waiting on you to step into it, and it is on the other side of the discipline you need to develop to stop pleasing people. They will never be satisfied. And even when they are temporarily, it is off the back of you being disingenuous to who you really are. Okay, that was not in my notes. So whoever needed that, say that was for me in the comments, and I'm gonna just come in and say, that's okay, baby. We gonna do better next time. Because I have been there, y'all. I have been there chasing every stage. Anytime somebody did a beautiful brunch that had like pretty flowers and colors, I'm like, ooh, I wanna speak there. Pick me, pick me. Nope. Once I stopped doing that and I started having spaciousness on my calendar for the opportunities that I really want, other opportunities came. And even when the opportunities did not come without effort, space gave me the opportunity to actually pitch for the engagements that will pay me. And that is going to be the third point that we talk about here today. So number one, you need to avoid doing things that keeps speakers broke. People pleasing, giving them unpaid invoices, speaking in rooms where you ain't got no clients there and they didn't pay you to get there. Avoid that. Number two, this is the number one things that companies are paying speakers for. So you look at your 10K, your 25K speakers, I'm gonna put them into two categories, maybe three. Let's start with two categories. Number one category, specialized expertise. Companies pay speakers that have demonstrated a specialized expertise. Now, when I say demonstrated, help some of y'all out. You do not demonstrate something by saying it. You demonstrate something by living it, and not just living it privately, living it publicly. Let me speak to the woman who's watching this, who literally feels like, I feel like this is getting like a sermon right now, I don't even know why, but let me speak to the woman who feels like she was raised to do good, but not talk about it because you don't want to be braggy. You don't want to be braggadocious. Sis, I need you to take that advice and just rip it up and put it in the trash. Because if you are the best kept secret, how am I going to know to hire you? How are they going to know to hire you? You can say you're a great expert. You could say you're good at what you do. How are you going to demonstrate it? Telling the stories of your clients on social platforms. How are you going to demonstrate it? Getting in media outlets so that other people see you. Hand me that Speak Your Way to Cash book, Sean. Y'all, I wrote a whole book called Speak Your Way to Cash. It's literally on my YouTube video. You can shop it right now. This is the book. Can you see this? Look at this book. This is a good book. This is the best book on how to land 5- and 6-figure contracts in the market. Don't trust me, trust the Amazon reviews. The second part of this book is called Press. Press. It is going to teach you how to land yourself in media without a publicist. Why would a book on landing 5- and 6-figure contracts have a whole section on press? Because you need to demonstrate expertise, and you're not going to demonstrate it with enough proof if all you're doing is saying it. Third-party validation, not validation like, oh, now I'm worthy, now I'm good. Third-party evidence that you are who you say you are. What is a third party? A third party is like ABC, CNN, MSNBC, The Today Show, Good Morning America, a podcast, an op-ed in an article. Get you some press, baby. So that's number one, that you're gonna demonstrate your expertise, okay? Now, after you demonstrate your expertise, so that's one, they hire speakers who have demonstrable expertise, okay? Now, number two, they hire speakers that can put butts in seats. Believe it or not, I have literally had companies pay me 5 or multi-5 figures, and I have gotten there, and there were less than 10 people in the audience. Not because the organization didn't have a lot of people, but because they did not market the speech to build anticipation about the engagement. And keep in mind, when a company or a college pays you to speak, they're paying you to speak. They're the buyer. They're not the audience. That college or that buyer, the director of HR, the director of the chief technology officer in college, the student activities director, they then need to take what they bought, which is your services, and market it to everybody in their organization, everybody on their college campus. If they don't do that, you gonna show up and speak to an empty room, but you got your check up front, so you're okay with that. But the second category that colleges, even churches, and corporations will pay a speaker $10,000 plus, $25,000 plus, $50,000 plus. I've even seen conferences pay $100,000 plus, $200,000 plus for speakers. This second category is for speakers who put butts in seats. These are your celebrities. These are your massively marketed influencers. These are people who have built a brand so big that it don't really matter what they speak about. If you tell me Michelle Obama, Beyonce, or Kamala Harris is speaking tomorrow, I'm coming. And people are coming whether they like them or not because they're so big that people like to watch celebrities, okay? This second category is harder to get in. This second category is not about how much you pitch. This second category is about how big your brand is, which is why I don't just want you doing category 1 stuff, which is directly pitching, having demonstrable expertise, getting in the press. I want you doing all of that, and I want you simultaneously building your brand so that eventually, with enough momentum, you might get in category 2. But even if you never get in category 2, the celebrity category, you still can be in category 1 with demonstrable expertise. Does that make sense? So these are like the 2 big categories that like everybody is paying for these 2 categories, okay? Colleges, corporations pay 10K plus for experts. Colleges, corporations, and even religious organizations will pay 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, $200,000 plus for celebrities. Colleges will pay 6+ figures for a president to come and speak. That's celebrity status. Even though they're the president, you wouldn't think of the president as a celebrity. Maybe now you would, but you wouldn't think of the president typically as a celebrity. They're an elected official, but at the point that they are the president of the United States, they now have celebrity status in the speaking market, okay? So you have your experts, you have your celebrities. Notice, no one in the expert category is paying you just to get up there and give a boring talk and to motivate people. No, even if they say they are. They are paying you to transform that audience. They are paying you to teach that audience, okay? So you want to be really clear on what they're hiring you for. And one of the things that I used to tell Chris is people don't pay me to speak. They pay me to perform. I do a program called Millions from the Stage with my clients. And sometimes we open it up for non-clients. And this is a program that literally teaches you how to make $25,000 plus from pitching your own services at your own events. We have had events where we pitched our own services and made $1 to $2 million in a 90-minute talk. So it's a very powerful skill set. How do you speak to sell, right? And one of the things I told them is that y'all are not experts. Y'all are not speakers. You all are edutainers. Edutainers. And what does an entertainer do before a show? Well, they practice. They perform. How do they show up looking for the show? Well, they have a costume. They may have special outfits that they wear. They may do outfit changes. Do they have props on stage? What's their background like? Do they have background singers? Are they using other people? How's their audio? You are an edutainer. And if you think about yourself as like, people aren't just paying me to speak, they're paying me to perform, then you are stepping into a different level of accountability as to how you show up on stage. And when you give someone a performance, they are more likely to talk about it. They are more likely to refer you. They are more likely to make up clips about it. They may even be more likely to critique it, which, hear me on this, is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing because they're still talking about you, the subject matter, right? And so I want you all to think about I want to get paid to speak, I want to get paid to speak, I want to get paid to speak. You want to get paid to perform. If you think of it like a performance, you are going to show up to it with more preparation and more thought about how the audience will feel at every single second of your talk and of your speech, okay? So let's move on. Let's move on. Because when you're thinking about how you're going to position yourself as an expert, one more thing before we move on into how to actually land these talks. I want to talk about how you should be positioning yourself as an expert. Okay, so number 1, we said you are an edutainer. Number 2, you need to lead with authority. Many of you are getting on these calls, sales calls with different people who can hire you to speak or bring you in, and you're talking like, you're not building any authority in the beginning. You're not sending them a video to watch before they book a call that builds that authority. How do you build authority? You talk about your results. You talk about where you've been featured. You talk about the level of preparation that you have before each talk. Your process could even build authority, how a client comes in to work with you. So you need to build authority. Then you need to make sure that they know exactly what's in it for them, the outcome. Then you want to really be clear on what's going to be the transformation. If I come in and deliver the Currency of Confidence program, your students are going to have the exact formula for building confidence and a way to think about moments in their life that try to rob them of confidence so that they never have to worry about not having a process to get them back centered in the power of who they are. Right? And there may even be a simpler way for me to say that. That's just off the top. for our Currency of Confidence program, which teaches the mindset, beliefs, and actions of confident people. But you want to build authority. You want to have right authority, right positioning, and right outcome, and talk about that transformation. And above all else, you are not there just to present, you are also there to perform. Okay, so let's go into number 3. The 3 keys to landing a $10,000 plus speaking engagement. Number 1 is what we've already talked about, your positioning. Number 2, your pricing. Do y'all know that if I send somebody an invoice for $500 for me to speak, what they gonna pay me? I'll wait. Hopefully you didn't drop $500 in the comments. Many of you don't have $10,000 clients or $20,000 clients or $100,000 clients because all of your invoices say $500 or less, or $1,000 or less, or $5,000 or less. And so people typically I've been tipped one time in my life as a service provider. And it was when I charged the church $100 to speak. They gave me a $75 tip. They tipped me 3/4 of what I asked them to pay me because even they knew it should have been higher. Since then, though, I cannot think of a single solitary time that a client paid my invoice and then said, Ashley, I just want to give you some more money. Now, for those of you that are fans of the show and you've been getting great value and great content, you can tip me because we do have that super fan feature. So you can give a little tip, give a little $10, $20, $30, and I'll comment. You could do that. And I won't even say little. I will say a great $10, $20, $30 tip if this video is good. So you do have that capability on YouTube. But besides that, when I send an invoice, I'm typically not getting a tip for they're paying the invoice. They're not paying over and above the invoice. So if you don't raise your rate, your clients won't raise it for you. If you don't raise your standards, your clients won't raise them for you. So you literally have to start saying your new rate. People ask me, should I build up to saying that rate? Should I slowly raise that rate? And I'm like, I was doing a Q&A call for the Pitch Your Way to Cash membership, and one of the women on the call, who's doing a great job, she's pitching, she's doing what she's supposed to do in the membership, she's a great client. She asked, she was like, is there a way to ramp up to this new rate, or do I just start saying the new rate? And I was like, let me ask you this. Do your corporate clients know all of your past clients and what you paid them? And she said no. And I said, so you're not ramping up for them. You're ramping up because psychologically you are worried about saying the new rate. So who we ramping up for? Just say the new rate. When I want to change my prices, I go to my website and I change the price on there. If I don't want to sell a product or offer anymore, I could do a little email like, this is going away, this is going away. But most of the time, when I've made that decision, it's too late. It's too late for the buyers. Like, I'm done. I'm no longer selling that. And so I just change the rate. I say the new rate next time. So that's really important. 2, you're going to need to pitch. So $10,000 plus. How are you going to start pitching engagements where you're getting $10,000 plus? Okay, so number 1, you want to find other speakers in your niche. You can go to like espeakers.com, any Speakers Bureau website where they are listing the price of the speaker. And you want to find speakers in your niche who list their price at $25,000 plus. And then you want to search where that speaker is speaking. How am I gonna do that, Ashley? I don't know where they're speaking at. Just Google it. Google it, announcing, insert the name of the speaker for conference. And their name will come up on different websites, even old websites. It doesn't matter. Have a VA do this, research where they're speaking. Go to their LinkedIn profile. And on their LinkedIn profile, you're going to see where they have tagged themselves as speaking. You can also go to their website. On their website, they'll have testimonials listed from different clients. You can note the conference, note the client, note the videos on their YouTube. For Gary Vee, he actually has his whole speaking calendar on his website. So you can go and note all the places where he's speaking all around the world. And then you can make a list of those conferences and find the information of the organizer. Well, how am I gonna find the information of the organizer? You're going to search. So you're gonna go to the website, you can do that. You can go on LinkedIn. You can look up that company. You can DM them on LinkedIn. You can use any number of email finding websites. You can go on Fiverr and you can say, hey, I have a list of 50 conferences. I need you to search these conferences. I need you to find the email of the founder of this organization or the event planner or the chief marketing officer of these organizations. Sometimes tech companies will host conferences. Like HubSpot hosts a conference called Inbound for sales speakers. So if HubSpot is the host, I can reach out to the director of marketing at HubSpot, and then they can let me know whether or not I can speak at that particular conference. So you're gonna do some research. Can you hire someone to do this? Yes, but only if you give them a process by which to do it. This is literally what the Pitch Your Way to Cash membership is about. How do you find the organizers? How do you pitch them? We give you 100 leads per month. We review your pitches. It's crazy how much that program costs. Like, it is so underpriced right now, and y'all should all join before I raise the price. So if you want to join, go to www.pitchyourwaytocash.com and use code YouTube at checkout, and you'll get a special rate. But one of the things that I'll say is that you're gonna do this research. And after you do the research, you're gonna reach out to that event organizer, director of marketing, or founder of the conference on LinkedIn. And typically I reach out to them on LinkedIn because unlike an email where I don't know if it's the right email or the wrong email, even if it's verified, if I reach out on LinkedIn, I know it's them. I can see their picture, I can see where they work, I can see if they're active on that platform, and then I can move them from LinkedIn to a sales call. We may skip email altogether. And when they book that sales call through my Calendly link, or if we book it directly, on that Calendly link, then I ask for their email, their phone number, the date of the next event, their typical speaker's budget. And on that typical speaker's budget, the options will be under $15,000, $15,000 to $30,000, $30,000 to $50,000, $50,000 plus. And when we book a call, I'm taking them through my sales script of, hey, I'm so glad you booked this call. This is what I want to cover today. I looked at your agenda from the last conference. I noticed that all of your speakers covered A, B, C, and D. I didn't see anyone covering this gap right here. That's where I'd like to fill. Tell me about your favorite experience working with a speaker. What did they do? Tell me about your least favorite experience working with a speaker. What did they do? Tell me about how you think your audience would receive a message on insert my keynote speaking topic here. Like, there's a number of questions that I will ask if I am looking to get a keynote speech. And then on the call, listen to me good, come over here and please lean into this. On the call, I will tell them my rate. Some of y'all do not tell people your rate until you send the proposal. Big mistake, because you don't want their first time hearing your rate to be in a forum where you can't overcome the objection to your rate. Okay, for that program, and I typically call my keynotes programs because we give we give out handouts. We will make sure they have the marketing materials that they need beforehand. I'll talk to someone in the audience. It literally is a program. It's an experience for our clients. So I will tell them, okay, the typical fee is this. Rate plus travel. I do flat fee for all of that. I don't like other people booking my travel because I'm bougie, so I want to book my own stuff, make sure the hotel is where I want to stay, make sure the flight is how I want to fly. And then we'll go from there, but we will talk rate on the call. We'll even talk objections to rate on the call. I will ask them, okay, great. So I want us to follow up in about 5 days. So does next Tuesday at noon sound good to you? Another thing we do on our sales calls, I book my follow-up call with them on the initial sales call. I do not wait. I don't wait. I'm not like, oh, tell me how you like that rate. We'll talk later. No, if you're leading the sales process, you're leading the cadence of the process. And I will say, let's put this on the calendar. If we need to move it, we can. That way we already have a sales call on the calendar, okay? And so that's kind of how I would approach actually finding the engagement. But when thinking about how you're going to sell to these companies and get 10K plus, one, you gotta raise your rate. You have to start saying, I charge $15,000 to speak, period. That's your rate. You could put your rate on your website. It's not a secret because it's not a big deal. This just goes to how you view money. You know, if you're someone who's like, oh my God, that rate is so high, I don't know if I could do that. Like, whatever money story you tell yourself about your rate shows up in how you mention your rate to clients. I can always tell when someone's not confident in their rate when they're like, I'll just send it to you via email. Why? Tell me the rate. We're on the call. The money doesn't scare me. I just need to know what it is. And I will know whether I'm gonna pay for that or not. And if I'm not, that's still not bad. I'm just not gonna pay for it. So you sending it via email versus you telling me, there's no big difference. At least if you tell me, I can get a better understanding of what all is included, ask you any questions that I have, or what I do when I'm in the process for searching for someone. I'll just, if I want it, send me the invoice. Can you send the invoice now? How quick can you send the invoice? Because I know that if you don't send that invoice fast, it's gonna get buried in thousands of other emails, and then that's it. That invoice then blown away, baby. It's gone. It's gone. And so hopefully you guys got some value out of this. Like, you are gonna have to pitch for those engagements. The one other strategy that we talk about, and I didn't get a chance to go deep into it here, in our membership we go deeper into it. If you know I work with HR directors, or I work with student activities directors, or I work with high schools, you can pitch to associations that have that group, and then you speak to a room full of potential clients, book sales calls directly from the stage. Your freebie, or what you offer at the end, may be booking a sales call with you. And you may call it a sales call, you may create an offer around it, where you call it like an audit of some type, or something else, or a name that kind of exudes the value, even in talking to you for that 20 minutes. I'll do another video on how best to present your offer. Some of you have a great offer, but you don't have a great presentation of your offer. So the offer itself, fire. Chef's kiss. But the presentation of the offer makes it look like it's not it, even though it is it, and people need it. But they can't see that they need it because of the presentation of it. So maybe if y'all want that, if y'all want a video on how best to present your offers persuasively, how to use language to get people excited about what you're selling, let me know in the comments and we'll do that. If you got to the end of this video, write good times in the comments so I can celebrate those of you that got to the end. And then I want to say this. I know there are some of you that watch this from all over the world. Drop what country or state you're watching this from. You guys, I am going on tour, okay? And I might even go to the UK if we got enough UK people there, but we are at least doing a tour in 7 cities across America, and I want you to get on the wait list for the Your First Corporate Offer Tour. Now, let me just tell y'all, when I did this last time, the tour sold out, and DC sold out first. I think Atlanta sold out second, and Chicago sold out third, I think. But I want you to come to whatever city is nearest you. When we release tickets, and I believe tickets go live April 1st, 2025. When we release tickets, we are only releasing 50 tickets in each city. And the first day we release tickets, until midnight, you can get a ticket to my in-person tour stop for just $99. That's crazy. Even when I say it back, I'm like, we should up that price. But only on the day that we release tickets, only for the first 50 people in that city. So I need you all to get on the wait list for Your First $25,000 Offer Tour. It is going to blow your mind. We are going to go through the steps to building your offer. I'm gonna do in-person hot seats. I'm going to answer your questions about creating and selling your offer. It is going to be so good. If you think these videos are good, baby, come see me live. I cut up, it's gonna be amazing. You're gonna love it. You're gonna leave with pages of notes and even more pages of action. And unlike our last tour stop, you're gonna be building your offers live, talking about your sales plan live, making some commitments to yourself live, and revolutionizing your business in less than a day. It's going to be incredible. But because we want to keep it intimate and actionable, and I do a huge event at the end of the year called Speak Your Way to Cash Live, which all of y'all better be at from all over America. People come from Paris and Nigeria and all over in the UK. And so that's coming at the end of the year. So just hold on for that. That's speakyourwaytocashlive.com. I need y'all to get on the wait list or get your tickets for the Your First Corporate Offer Tour. Now, I believe it's gonna sell out on day one. But go to the URL that we're putting at the very top of this video, and we're putting at the very top of the description of this video, and get on the wait list, because April 1st, those tickets are going to go live, and for one day only, they are only $99. So if you wanna meet me live in a city near you, I need you to get on that wait list, YouTube. Now y'all know I'm dropping these gems, giving y'all 2 to 3 YouTube videos a week, doing everything I can. I want to see y'all show up. And if you get on the wait list, comment the word wait list so I can celebrate you, and let me know what city you're coming to in the comments. I love y'all. I have loved all of your comments. I've loved reading all your comments. And I'm like, yo, this YouTube thing is great. Y'all can see me, but I can't see y'all. I can't see y'all, YouTube. So I want you all to come out and meet me in person. It's an intimate experience. I typically get to take pictures with a lot of people out there. And of course, we have VIP and platinum tickets that give you even more access during the event. But if all you can do is like, let me just get my general ticket, and get it for you and your friends, or get it for you and the people who work at your company who are gonna help you with this process. Like, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. If I'm not coming to your city, come to whatever city is closest. Don't worry about it. It ain't no big deal. It's just a flight. It's just a car ride. It ain't nothing. And we're hitting 7 cities in the US. And if you're in the UK, comment UK, because we might be sliding to the UK too. I really want to hit up Wimbledon this year, so that's really my big pool. But let me know, guys. Like, we want to sell out this tour the first day. I need you to get on that wait list. It's going to blow your mind. It is the most affordable way to get interaction with me in person, and I don't ever come to play. I don't care if it's 50 people in the room or 6,000 people in the room, and we've spoken to rooms with both. I consider it an honor to get before you and teach you and motivate you and get you from where you're at to where you want to be. I genuinely feel like a big part of my purpose on this earth is to show people the power that already resides within them. I believe I'm like a power activator. You know what I mean? Like, if I had a superpower, it'd be like I can activate power within others. Like, you are going to leave feeling like I can take on the world. And then through the actions that you'll take that day and after, you're going to know that that feeling is a fact. You're not just gonna feel it. You're going to know that that feeling is a fact with every action step you take. Our mission is to help 1,000 experts build 7-figure businesses within their expertise. That's our short-term goal. That's our short-term goal. And we've already had people grow 7-figure businesses in our programs with the information that we teach. We've had people 10x their rates from $500 to $5,000, from $5,000 to $25,000. We've had that happen. Why not you? This is not another YouTube channel that you come to consume information and, you know, just watch that person be great. This is a power activation container. You are not watching this far in the video if you are not supposed to be at that tour. So I don't know what you gotta do. It's in the summer, so you got a little bit of time. We're telling y'all early, but it does sell out early. Last year it sold out within a couple of weeks. This year, with all the branding and expansion that we've been doing, it's gonna sell out in a couple of days, if not a day. So get on that wait list. We give the wait list a 30-minute head start on getting their tickets before we push it to our general email list of 56,000 people. Or before we push it to our Instagram account of 120,000+ people, or our TikTok account of 20,000+ people, or we post the public link on our YouTube of 10,000+ subscribers. Like, by then we should be at 10,000+ subscribers. We close now. And like, literally, I just want y'all to know you can get an in-person experience that can radically transform your life for less than the cost of an incredible meal, depending on where you eat, you know what I mean? So you want to be in the room at the Your First 25K Corporate Offer Tour. It's going to be exquisite. I can't wait to meet you. If you are on the wait list, comment waitlist and let me know what city you're coming to, because baby, we're not coming to play with 2025. 2025 then brought us a whole lot of stuff. Some gifts, some misses. But either way, we're winning this year. I am increasing my content output on this platform so that you know that you always have a place to come that's speaking positivity, that's speaking growth, and that's speaking your best self. Okay, so I want to see y'all at the Your First 25K Offer Tour. We're going to build out those 25K offers. We're going to develop those pitch plans and how you're going to get into motion with actually selling this offer. We're going to do some hot seats. We're going to do some work. It's going to be fabulous. I'm coming to 7 US cities and maybe 1 more international. And I want to know that my YouTube fam is going to be supporting and rocking with me. This is our chance to hang out in person. So let me know in the comments if y'all are down. Let me know. See you soon, guys. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please like, please subscribe. You know, I love when y'all comment. So give us a comment, give us a like, give us a share. We're growing this brick by brick. Y'all are watching it every step of the way. If you have not checked out my Behind the Build episode where I show you behind the scenes of me speaking to an audience of 6,000 people at Funnel Hacking Live, watch that. But I'm doing my best to make sure that not only am I giving you great value, but I'm showing you that I'm in this with you. We are growing this year. We are expanding our territory and we are gonna dominate. And us, the real experts, are gonna outsell the fake ones. I will see y'all next time.
Yeah, energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. I need energy, need only good people that's around me. All the faith you can give, that's the recipe.